So welcome to our team call for Flawless Empire and Rock Solid. We're going to go over some housekeeping stuff first, and then we're going to jump right into our two amazing speakers that I know lots of people are excited to hear what their secret is, and as you will find out, there is no secret. But I'll just go over a few, we'll go over a few housekeeping things. First and foremost, we want to talk about is if there's any advancements or any awesome stuff that happened with any of your coaches like we did 2 weeks ago, put that in the chat so we can shout you out and, you know, give you recognition. Or, you know, if you hit Success Club, maybe it's your first month hitting Success Club, or you hit Success Club early, or you enrolled your first new coach, or you rank advanced, or you're about to rank advanced. Put that in the chat. But Courtney's going to talk a little bit about the shake challenge again, really quick, because we went over this in detail last week. That call was recorded, but she's just going to talk a little bit about how the group is going to run. Both of our teams are running one, exactly the same, using exactly the same guides. We created a Shakeology guide to go with it last night, so we're really excited. So take it away.
Okay, you guys, shake challenge. It's an incredible way. Again, the call explained all this last week, so please watch it. I know for Lori, your team, a little bit of this is new. For Rock Solid, it's not necessarily new, but the format's a little different. You guys, the guide we're using is amazing. So what you need to be doing right now is making sure that you are inviting to this every day in your stories. I know Lori posted some story guides in your team page. I posted them today too. Share those every single day. Start having conversations with people. The way the group is going to run, we are going to have it for admin posts only, mostly because we're going to have a few posts a day that are going to ask for calls to action for them to post their shake, to also, you know, comment on whatever wellness piece we're touching on, or whether it be like sharing the recipes. And we want to make sure that we don't miss stuff. And we also want to make sure it's not just a feed where it's just like a bunch of, you know, pumpkin spice, like with the shake cup, because it's going to be a big group as a team. We want to make sure it's focused on helping people understand the importance of Shakeology and getting results there. That's really the goal with these short, amazing shake challenges. We're going to open the group here. We're going to have everything set and ready to go. We'll invite you, like you coaches, in to join. You don't need to add any of your customers until the Friday before the challenge starts. There's nothing for them to do in there any sooner than that. Once they get added, they're going to introduce themselves. They'll have access to the recipes. And do not add anybody until they've paid you. Do not ship anybody shakes until they've paid you. The last day that you can really ship Shakeology to guarantee they're going to get it on time is Thursday, October 4th. Okay, so that's a week from Thursday. Plenty of time left for you guys to be inviting. Plenty of time left for you to get working on packaging up your stuff. So if you're feeling like I'm a little behind on this, I don't know what's going on, you have plenty of time. But you need to have ordered packets. So like today, if you haven't done that already. If you've got local people, you can deliver those over the weekend. But have fun with this, you guys. Shake challenges are amazing. You introduce people to our bread and butter, which is Shakeology. Like, we have amazing fitness tools, but Shakeology is what they cannot get anywhere else. So, and they also get to introduce themselves into your community and your team for the first time. So invite hard to this, have fun with it. Yeah, I'm excited for Flawless Empire to check it out the first time.
I just have a question, if I could. When promoting this, are we to mention that it's $35 or wait until they get in contact with us?
So one thing, that's a really good question. I always make sure that in the post I allude to that they're going to be receiving something, right? Like receiving Shakeology, receiving my meal plan guide. And I typically I don't typically put the cost of it in my post, but usually then people will like message, be like, how much does it cost? Like they'll message below, and then I always send a personal message. But I like same thing with your challenge group invites, because I know you guys probably all get that, or people think that it's free. You need to make sure that there is a small investment for them to join. But I typically don't put the price in the post, or else like those kind of get flagged. And I think the Instagram post that Lori shared today, I forget, I want to give credit to who made them, but I don't know who made them. So if you made them, type in the chat so I give you credit. But because they were amazing. But at the bottom it says small investment to join. So it does tell them there. And then when you reach out, you'll say it's $35, which is just the Shakeology and just the shipping. And I make sure they understand everything else is free. This meal plan I'm giving you, it's free. My coaching is free. You're just paying for your product.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wouldn't say that this is a free group, like, because it's not.
No.
Okay. And then we wanted to talk a little bit about your challenge groups, because I know it's getting a little out of control with all the different programs that keep coming out, and Lift 4 is launching to everyone that has Beachbody On Demand. And then you're talking about Proving Grounds, that's coming out. And, you know, people are still doing first rounds of 80-day Obsession, and your head is spinning with all these groups. And we wanted to just talk about, if this isn't something you have to do, you can do this if you want to, but this is something that I'm doing, Courtney's doing, and her Fit Club or challenge group or whatever you call it is just that. It's a group where people are doing fitness. And it's your job as the coach to figure out a plan or a program, or to help them decide on a program. So there's really no reason to have 14 different challenge groups with all these different programs. Have one. I think 2B Mindset needs to be off on its own, and I know that both of our teams have their own 2B Mindset group. All of the fitness groups, they can really be in your one main challenge group. Even though some are 30 days, some are 60 days, your Fit Club can be a 30-day Fit Club no matter what program you're doing. If you're doing a 60-day program, you're in the Fit Club twice. You know, however you want to talk about it. I know that a lot of the coaches in my group are talking about a Fit Club and join me for the rest of the year. It's a 3-month commitment, or just join me for a month. So you can put it out there when you share. But really look to simplify, because with all these programs, they're not stopping. They're going to keep coming out with more programs. So just, you know, simplify. You want to keep this as easy as possible for yourself so you don't go crazy, and for your challengers too. We also wanted to talk about team calls, and we're going to be simplifying that as well.
Yeah, so in October, you guys will see that hopefully tomorrow, Lori and I get that October calendar published for you guys. But right now what we have is we have a team call every Tuesday, and then we've been doing diamond calls on Wednesdays. Moving forward towards October, and the plan will be towards at least the end of the year, if not moving forward, is to just have calls on Tuesdays. So the first and the third Tuesday of the month will be our team calls, where we come together like this and we talk about, you know, things that we're talking about today. We might highlight some rock stars like we're doing tonight. We might just talk about some housekeeping stuff. We might talk about inviting, whatever it might be. We're training the whole team. And then on the second and fourth Tuesday will be the diamond calls. So taking it sort of a step up towards leadership, which is what the focus of those diamond and above calls are. And the reason for us doing this is really just because we recognize so many of you guys work full-time jobs, or you're stay-at-home moms, or whatever. Your day is busy. It's jam-packed, and evenings are probably times where most of you are really getting your intentional business hours in. And while our calls are incredibly valuable, we want to make sure that we're respecting your time too. And so we're gonna secure Tuesdays. And I know some of you guys are leading calls. You know, you're doing your getting started right calls with new coaches. You're doing mentorship calls with your coaches, whatever it might be. So Tuesdays will be team night. We'll make that team party night. That's what, Lori, do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's perfect. So yeah, look for that calendar. I put myself on mute. Okay, so with that being said, that's pretty much all the housekeeping. We are going to introduce our two speakers tonight, who I'll just tell you a little bit of background about both of them. Laura, I have known for, I don't know, like 3 years probably, but I've known her husband for more. I went to college with her husband, actually knew her husband's brother, but then met him, and then, you know, met Laura. But Laura and Amy are both super moms and partners at a law firm where they work together. And they joined our Sprint to Sparkle push group this summer, and they made a decision. They decided they were going to go all in, and they did just that. Now, Laura and Amy are probably two of the most consistent coaches in our Fit Club. Every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning is when they work out. So they figured out how to fit in Sprint to Sparkle time, how to push their businesses forward. And, you know, they both became Diamond, and they both swear that it was because of the Sprint to Sparkle push group. So I'm going to let them take themselves off of mute. I'm going to put myself on mute, and they are going to chat.
Can you hear me, Lori?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me too?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right. Amy, you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So first I wanted to thank Lori for asking us to be on this call. We were really excited about it, to talk about this group that we were in, because like Lori said, we really do feel that it really pushed us both to Diamond. Just a little bit about myself. Laura gave a little bit of background, but for those of you that don't know me, my name's Laura Catina, and I've been a coach with Lori, I think since about March of 2017. And I sat at Emerald for I don't even know how long until this group came along. I had to find time to fit it in because, as Lori said, I'm an attorney. Amy and I are partners in our law firm, Catina and Mara. So our days are jam-packed. We both have kids. I have 3. They're 8, 6, and 5. So trying to find time to fit this in was really hard, but we made the decision that we wanted to make it work, and that's exactly what we did. So as soon as Lori posted about this group, I said, you know what, I'm sick of being an Emerald. I've been here forever, and I need a push. And I knew Amy and I have been working together for 10 years. And so I knew that if she was doing it with me, it would push me to stick to it. And it did. So the way that I made it work, and as Lori said, there literally is no secret. The reason my business wasn't going forward was because I wasn't doing everything that I needed to do. So as soon as I joined this group, I printed out everything. I did everything that they told me to do. And it really, it's kind of basic, but I feel like we make it so much more complicated than it has to be. But so I printed out, everything they wanted us to do. And I literally took out my planner that I used to organize my whole life. And I blocked out all the blocks in my day. So as Lori said, we get up super early. I'm up at 4 o'clock and I'm in the virtual gym by like 20 after. So I knew that's my time to work out. But it just so happened that over the summer, my schedule is a little bit different because my kids are in camp. So I have an extra hour in the morning. So even though I could have taken that time to sleep in an extra hour because I didn't have to get them out till 8:30 as opposed to 7:30, I still got up at 4:05 and I got my workout in. And instead of going right up to shower after my workout, I came up to my office in my house and I sat down and I went through this, tracker that they gave us. And I did everything on there to the extent that I could. I only had an hour. And sometimes it was a little bit less. But I just checked off everything. And the one thing, I got my posting done first because that's the thing that I like to get out of the way first. So I did that first. But I hate inviting. It's always been uncomfortable for me. It's the thing that I hate the most. So what I would do is I don't send people messages that early in the morning because once I have to go up and get ready and my kids are up, like all hell breaks loose. So I can't respond to people if they're writing me back. So I wouldn't message people that early. But what I did was I would make my list of people that I wanted to reach out to that day, who I wanted to message. So I wasn't stressed in the middle of the day or later in the day, trying to figure out like, who am I going to talk to today? So I had my list, I got that done. And then throughout the day, I would message people and do, the rest of the things that I had to do. But one thing that I really figured out during this group was that the concept of the power hour always stressed me out because I don't have one solid hour to really sit and focus on all this stuff. So I had to get comfortable with the concept of power pockets, which is really what got me through and is really helping me now because now my schedule has changed. So the kids are back in school. I have to get them on the bus at 20 after 7. So I don't have that solid 45 minutes to an hour in the morning anymore. So while I still will figure out what I have to do for the day, I do it in pockets of like 15 minutes. So I'll do a little bit. I still get up at 4:05. I'll do it a little bit after my workout, maybe like 20 minutes. And then I still block out my time in my planner. I'll take, I usually don't take lunch. I eat at my desk. So I will block out 15, 20 minutes to message people and do inviting. And then later on in the afternoon when I have my snack, I'll do the same thing and then I'll finish everything else up at night. So for those of you that don't have that hour, and I'm assuming a lot of you don't because most of the people here are working, very busy, you have kids, and it's hard to find that solid time. So the Power Pockets really helped me. And the structure of this group, doing it with a group of people, especially Amy, really kept me in gear and kept me going because we would talk about it every day at work. But the group was really, really helpful. So the structure and the concept of the Power Pockets was, I think, really what pushed me over the edge. Amy, what do you think?
I totally agree. Hi, everybody. Just to introduce myself really quickly, my name is Amy Mara. I am one of Laura Catina's personally sponsored coaches. I'm her partner in business, and we're partners in Beachbody also. And I have a almost 2-year-old. She's turning 2 in December. My husband is super busy. He is a a full-time and part-time employee. He works all day from about 6:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night, and then he teaches at a fire academy at night. So my time is super limited, just like Laura, and I'm also chasing around a 21-month-old in the process. Like when I get home, my mom hat goes on. So I have to really be effective and intentional with the time that I have in order to get my posting done, my inviting done, everything. But like Laura said, I mean, most of the things that she did that she found were successful during this group was what I did. And Laura hit the nail on the head by saying that we overcomplicate things so much. Like, it's so simple. Beachbody lays out to you that there are 4 vital behaviors that you should be doing every single day, and you just have to do them. And I'm nervous to invite too. I always get the limiting beliefs. So like, what are people going to say? Are they going to think that, you know, I'm trying to sell something to them? You just have to get all that out of your head, because you need to put yourself out there, lead with your why, and you're going to attract the people that are going to want to be in your group and in your tribe moving forward. Sprint to Sparkle, really, it started actually on my birthday month. On my birthday, I turned 30 on the 1st, and I kind of woke up that day and I was like, bye 20s, okay, see ya. Here's a brand new month. We're starting fresh. And this group came at a perfect time because, like Laura, I was just sitting at Emerald. I knew I wanted to be a diamond, and it was the night before. I was like, that's it. Tomorrow morning, I'm waking up and I'm doing it. Like, diamond is absolutely 100% a decision. You have to make the decision that you want to keep moving your business forward, and then you have to do the things that are going to get you to those points. So like I said, the daily vitals of inviting. If you're uncomfortable inviting, you have to start talking to people on your team about what things are effective for them, and just have conversations. Be a friend maker. We hear this all the time. Like, you are trying to find people that you want to talk to every single day. And that was the thing during the Sprint to Sparkle group that I really gravitated towards, because when I was being intentional with finding new people to invite, Sprint to Sparkle told you, like, you need to go out there and be a professional friend maker. You need to find the people that you want to hang out with all the time. Like all of us, like, we're all a family and we probably haven't met half of each other, you know? So find the people that you attract to. And there's no secret in the fact that we have to be proof of the product, and that we have to recognize the people that are working hard underneath us and in our groups every single day. We have to celebrate them, because those are the people that they're going to come out of the woodwork one day, like one of my coaches, and say, hey, I want to know more about this biz. Like, you're doing this, like, you're getting great results. You show up every day. And we got talking, and she became Emerald in 2 weeks after she made that decision. It's amazing. And she's on this call. Her name is Amy Tillison. You see her right there. And she's awesome, and she's so about it. And we have very similar lives, and we've been friends for so long. And when we reconnected through Beachbody, like, we just clicked, and you just never know who is going to be, you know, one of your main supporters and moving forward. The other big thing, and Laura and I just had this conversation yesterday, I think, about personal development. Don't just use personal development as a check off, like, on your box. Like, oh, I got it done. Okay, great. Whew, got that one out of the way. Be really intentional about your personal development, because it's going to fuel you every single day. During Sprint to Sparkle, we were told that we had to read, thankfully, The Go-Giver Leader, and I'll put this up close so everybody can see it, life-changing book. And it's such a quick read because you can't put it down. If you have not read it yet, go out and read it before Sprint to Sparkle is available to you again, that you can do the group. It is amazing. And it kind of circles back to leading with your why. You were once a challenger, or you were once a person, a prospect to your coach. And the Go-Giver Leader teaches you to really remember that you are helping people that are in a position that you were in. You are giving them something, right? Like, you are doing something for them that they're really nervous about, might be really uncomfortable with. And this book helps you with your mindset, and it helps you to lead from the front, and it helps you to take people along with you, and it molds you. It's it's amazing. I could rant all night about it. It's great. And last but not least, I think, again, tying into personal development was a mindset shift. I got really tired midway through Sprint to Sparkle because I was like, okay, chugging along, little engine that could. And I really had to take a step back and remember why I was doing this. And remember that Diamond is my decision. I made that decision. I made that choice. This is what I'm working towards. And then it clicked with me. I think Stacy was one of the speakers on the call, and she was like, pretend like you're a diamond already. Like, get out there and start talking to people like you are already at that point, and you are going to attract it. And it clicked with me. And for the rest of the month, I was filling out my tracker every day. I was talking to people. I was talking to 10, 15 people every single morning, first thing, like Laura, Power Pockets. And it just really clicked. And I started I'm a diamond already. I'm going to the FERS retreat. I'm like doing big things. We're getting 1 star in no time. Like, you just have to start talking to yourself and motivating yourself just like you would do your groups. And it's going to show. You're going to attract it. So yeah, that's it.
I love that. I love that. Awesome. And the passion is still there. I love it.
Yes.
Does anyone have any questions for them? Because I know there's a famous show on at 9 o'clock that lots of you watch. So any questions for them specifically? Let's look at the chat.
But remember, it's an active watch, guys. We're inviting during commercials.
Yes, if you didn't see the post in both of the team pages.
It's commercials. Who watches those anyway? You'd be scrolling your phone probably, so just be busy.
The name of the book, I could type it in the chat, but it's The Go-Giver Leader, and it's by Bob Berg and John Mann. We'll type it in the chat so everybody sees it.
And if you love that, there's another Go-Giver. There's a couple.
Yeah.
So there's a few Go-Givers. The regular Go-Giver is the red book. And if you want to do the series, and like Amy said, it's very quick and it's great on audio. So if you've got a commute every day, the Go-Giver, if you're a teacher or like a service worker at heart, you're going to love the Go-Giver too. It's exactly what we do. But the Go-Giver is the red book. Then the green one is the Go-Giver Gives More. And then the third one is the Go-Giver Leader, which is blue. But you can do, literally, I think the Go-Giver is like a 3-hour listen audio. So in terms of audiobooks, that's pretty quick. If you think about it, if you spend 45 minutes in the car one way, you're going to get through that really quickly. But anyway, I'm glad you brought that up, Amy, because I kind of forgot that's what we've given you guys to read, but it's such a great book.
Mm-hmm. It was a really great book. The red book is sitting in my Amazon cart actually right now.
Lori, there's a question about what we say to people and when we message people. I just saw, actually, I think is Rose. I'd like to welcome, she's one of my coaches on the call for the first time tonight, so thank you for being here. And somebody else asked a question about they feel weird messaging people so early. So no, Amy, you said you talk to people, you will message people that early. I will do it later in the day, but what I will do in the morning is I love Instagram, so I will look at people who have liked my posts or followed me and figure out who I want to message that day. I'll look at their profiles, see if they have kids, see if there's anything that we have in common, something that I would want to talk to them about. I'll make my list and then I'll message them later in the day. So that is how I deal with that. But Amy, you message people in the morning?
Yeah, and you'd be surprised too. If you're a business profile and you get the insights of who's watching your stories and, when your audience is on Instagram. Laura and I are pretty heavily involved with Instagram for our businesses. But you can see who's actually up, watching your stories when you're working out. For Laura and I, we're up at 4:30 in the morning. So if there are new people coming in, I'll give it a day or two, and then I'll reach out to them and say hey, thanks for following along. And I'll follow PB&J that you have to go take a look at that National Wake Up Call if you haven't. But that is the format of how I am talking to people in the morning, thanking them for following along with my stories, and then asking them about themselves or commenting about, their own pages. So it's very informal. It's not hey, my next challenge group is on 10-1. You want to join? It's again being that friend maker first thing. I don't bombard them first thing. There's also questions about dealing with no's. even today, being diamond, and I still have goals to try and get to 1 star by the end of the year. I mean, I deal with no's every single day. I have a girl that actually I've been talking to for a couple of weeks, and she was like, I'm joining your October group. I'm so excited. Da, da, da. And then today she was like, my wants versus my needs, like, this is not something for me right now. And I was talking to her for 2 weeks, and the no's are a blow, but you just have to move on to the next person, because there's somebody else out there that's watching you. There's somebody else that when you send them that message, they're going to respond well. So just keep trucking along, because those people might also come back to you too.
Somebody asked, do we plan out our inspirational posts? I don't really plan them. It's usually based upon, I'll come up with them like in real time, first thing in the morning, right after my workout, but it's usually based on something that happened the day before that I need inspiration for.
For during Sprint to Sparkle though, I found myself really gravitating towards a posting guide, and starting to plan out what I felt like I wanted to post, and taking some stock photos of myself beforehand so that I didn't have to worry about, like, is my sweaty selfie on point for how I feel and what my content's going to be for the day? Am I going to have time one day if my husband's working all day long to take a photo or plan this out well? So some of them I do plan ahead, and I just keep it in my notes on my phone. But I also, like Laura, I normally like to come up with things first thing in the morning. I think my brain works best, and I read that somewhere in PV too, that you have like the most creative ideas the first couple hours. It was Mel Robbins. So I like coming up with things first thing in the morning. That's normally when I do it.
Do you ever feel fake when doing any inviting? And then, let's see. I think that was the last one.
There was a point where I did, but that's because I wasn't leading with my why, right? And I actually write out my why a couple times a month just to refresh it for myself, because I have a huge why, because I've struggled with my weight my entire life. And after becoming a new mom, it was like one of those things where I was like, oh my God, I'm back here again. Like, I'm here at this point where I have such an uphill battle. And for me, reminding myself that, like, Laura is the reason that I am able to do this today. Laura introduced me to Beachbody, to Shakeology, and like, I'm living this healthier lifestyle because of her. You can be that person for somebody else. Forget about trying to get Success Club points. Forget about worrying about all that stuff. Like, just remember, at the end of the day, you are helping other people the way that you're being helped. And honestly, you're not going to feel icky when you do it that way, because you're going to come from a place that you're like really trying to share with them the products that are totally changing your life. So just remember that. Keep that in mind.
Definitely agree with everything you said.
Skills. I love that. Think about what your coach did for you and how you can do that for other people.
Because when you think about it, like, this really has been for me too, totally life-changing. It helps me manage everything in my life. And like Amy, it helped me come back from 3 kids. I never thought I was going to be back in shape again and feel healthy. And this was it. Like, this is what helped me get my life back together. So you're giving somebody else the opportunity for that solution.
Love it. And then I love what Sarah said in the chat, how you find that the no's are all about mindset. If you get 99 no's in one yes, that's one more person you're helping, right? And also, you're planting seeds. All these no's, like, they're going to keep following you. They're going to wait for you they're going to look for you every day. At 5 a.m., they're going to look for Laura. And that one day that she's not there posting, they're going to be like, where did she go? Oh, she quit. Nope, she's back. Oh, join her. So just keep consistency. And I love what Amy said about the 4 vital behaviors, because I think so many coaches ask. I get asked all the time, what's the secret sauce? And it's really just that, like, consistency. Being consistent, showing up. Who cares if you get 3 likes on your picture or you get 37 likes on your picture? You showed up. People saw it, trust me, even though they didn't like it. I love when I get those comments from people and you're like, wait a minute, you didn't like it or comment, but you saw it and you read it. Okay. So any other questions for Amy and Laura?
I just wanted to add one thing in there too. Remember, guys, with inviting, it's sort of a skill set you have to work on too, because you're not going to probably be very good at it when you start. I mean, I know I wasn't. It's like you have to learn your finesse with it a little bit, like how you would rephrase things. And so I sort of looked at every invite that I sent as an opportunity of how I could improve that next time, right? Like Amy said, leading with the why, leading with what's in it for them, not what's in it for you. Like not sending invites because you're like, I need 2 more Success Club points. You're sending an invite because this is a person who you believe deserves to be served in your group or your, you know, as a coach, whatever it might be. But the more you do it, the better. It's like anything else in life, you guys. I'm sure the first day you showed up at your job, it wasn't easy either. You had a lot of questions. You weren't really sure how to navigate. You didn't know how to ask the people what questions or what to do. It's the same thing here, you guys. But if you sit back and avoid the job at hand, it's never going to get easier. You know, Lori and I send out hundreds of invites a week between like just connections and things, you know, and they get easier. They get much easier as you become more skilled and refined in listening. I mean, really inviting is about listening, like what's in it for them and how can I send this in a way that's going to really help them. But I just want to put that out there because I think a lot of people avoid inviting because they don't feel confident with it. You're never going to feel confident with it until you do more of it. I mean, that's the only answer I have for it.
I think that's the secret sauce right there is inviting. Like, period, end of story. Like, if you're doing all the other vitals, if you're not doing inviting, you're not going to grow your business because you're just going to sit there and people aren't even going to know that you're running groups. Or maybe you're just working out every day. Maybe you're just showing off that you're in a group. Unless you're inviting, you're not. That's the secret, is once, I feel like I hear that from so many coaches, once they get comfortable with that last vital behavior, they move their businesses. And I feel like that's the theme of tonight. Both Laura and Amy said it was the making a decision. It was just getting over that hump of inviting. Okay, I can do this. Right? All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I recorded this and I will put it in the team pages. And that's it. Have a great night.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Guys.
Bye.